Hey Frugivore, welcome back to the Banana Girl channel. So today's video, we are going to react to Dr. Mike and his 30-day vegan challenge. And I know I'm a little bit late to this one, a little bit late to this reaction, but better late than never, right? So if you want to see more of these videos, please take a moment, like you have been. You've been doing great. Seriously, I've been noticing a lot more of you are thumbing it up. That's helping share the video, thumbing it down, whatever. Just vote on it. Take a moment now to vote. If you want to see more of these, if you want me to keep going and you want this message to get out, then definitely vote on the video up or down. And that is great. And leave a comment. Tell us your favorite plant-based, cooked dinner, like a raw till 4 dinner, whatever, tell us something about what you enjoy about this lifestyle so we can inspire others and educate others on, just how amazing it is. Just, because Dr. Mike really... Anyway, we're going to get into it. Let's just get into it now. Let's see how Dr. Mike goes on this 30-day vegan challenge. Okay, I just want to stop it there straight away and bring your attention to the fact that it says includes paid promotion in the corner before it disappears. So this is essentially a paid ad. This is the reason that Dr. Mike did this challenge. Whether he even did this challenge or not is questionable, right? But I just wanted to firstly bring that to your attention before we move forward. So this is a video on Dr. Mike, where on his channel he has over 7 million subscribers, and I'm going to review or react to his Dr. Mike Goes Vegan for 30 days. Here's how my body reacted. So first and foremost, let's clear it up. You can't go vegan for 30 days. Please. Okay. Veganism is a philosophy. It is a belief system, whatever you want to call it, about animals, about freeing animals from the grips of individuals like Dr. Mike, like Abbey Not So Sharp, trying to show them how it's wrong to eat our friends, to eat animals. Okay, so you can be someone like Dr. Mike who goes back to eating everything after the challenge, like he does, and not even give a shit about animals. And that is the case here. So he didn't go vegan, he went plant-based for 30 days. Just want to clear that up. It's important because we need to keep talking about the animals because that's what veganism is about. All right, so if you haven't seen my video reviewing his What I Ate in a Day Harper's Bazaar video, go and check it out on my Frugivore Diet channel. You can see he clearly is clueless on human nutrition, and there's a very good reason for that, because he has no education in optimal human nutrition. He has a very limited education in nutrition that is provided by, is basically sponsored by meat and dairy. So always keep that in mind. And we need to clear this up before we move on. A lot of people think he is a medical doctor. He's not a medical doctor. He's an osteopath. So he works with manipulating the body and, manipulating the body's muscle tissues and bones, kind of like a chiropractor. The name is derived from ancient Greek, osteo meaning bone and pathy meaning pain, suffering. So he's working with the mechanical kind of structure of the body and manipulating it. He's not a medical doctor. But even if he was a medical doctor, that doesn't make him any more clued up on human nutrition. That is for sure. But I wanted to make you aware of it, that he's not actually a medical doctor. He is an osteopath, and he is sponsored in these videos. We're going to talk more about that. But let's get a bit of momentum going. Let's get into it. Dr. Mike Goes Vegan. Okay. What? So this is sponsored there. So it's sponsored by Thrive Market, and they are just everywhere, right? So he's just like Abbey Not So Sharp, right? It's a business move. He sells out for the money. That's what he does.
One of the biggest problems I ran into, and this is really embarrassing to say on camera, was it's officially official. 4 weeks of going vegan are in the books, and I
don't know if I believe him even. I don't know him. We don't know him. We don't know anything about this guy, right? So did he do 30 days?
So happy I met my goal. I have to thank you guys for challenging me on my 30 days of keto video, and we have to give a huge shout out again.
30 days of keto video. The guy just jumps on what is trending, like Abbey Sharp, right? They're celebrity diet shills, basically. And you need to know, he's actually made a video called What's the Deal with Red Meat? And he was sponsored by the Pork Board. He was sponsored by the Pig Flesh Board, literally the meat industry.
Hey, it's Mike here, and today we're going to have a little battle of the mics because I'm going to respond to Dr. Mike's video, What's the Deal with Red Meat? Dr. Mike, we're here to see if his conclusions and recommendations about red meat are responsible medical advice for his millions of followers. All right, let's just go right into the video.
It's 2018, and the field of nutritional research is an absolute mess.
Tell me about it. I mean, we have people saying it's like okay to eat processed meat and stuff, and what? This video is what?
Thanks to the National Pork Board, for sponsoring this video.
Hashtag spons. I actually thought that he was joking when he said that the first time. He is not joking, but he assures you he's gonna make a really unbiased video about pork while taking money from the pork industry.
He went to one of his friends' meat processing plant, whatever it is, and basically tried to convince the audience that it's okay to eat class 1 carcinogens. Like, it's sick. It's disgusting. And from that point on, you cannot trust a word this guy says.
Thrive Market for sponsoring this video. One of the biggest problems my patients have in eating healthy is that it's expensive. And with foods being 25 to 50...
like, bud, we know you don't even talk to your patients about nutrition. Like, if you look at the Journal of Biomedical Education on how much nutrition education osteopaths get, it's incredibly low. So the conclusion they came here, the Journal of Biomedical Education, is most US colleges of osteopathic medicine are inadequately preparing osteopathic physicians for the challenges they will face in practice addressing the nutritional concerns of their patients. Doctors of osteopathy cannot be expected to properly treat patients or guide the prevention of cardiovascular disease, obesity, cancer, diabetes, and metabolic syndrome if they are not trained to identify and modify the contributing lifestyle factors. Thank you very much. Boom. Can you see how important this is? This guy does not know about nutrition, but he's posing as an individual who does, and people believe he does. Wow.
Discount code below in my description box. You're going to get 25% off your first order.
This feels so, like, sleazy. Don't you think? It feels so sleazy. It just, even though, like, it might be plants that he's selling, I don't even know, but it just feels like I'm being taken for a ride by this supposed professional. And it reminds me of those, cigarette smoking doctors recommending cigarettes, even to like pregnant women back in the day. Like, it just selling out. I just feel dirty watching this. Here, use my code. I'm a doctor. Use my code, get a discount. Like, just very lacking in integrity.
And a free 30-day trial. That's pretty awesome. If you're already a member, all you have to do is check your inbox or your Thrive Market homepage to see a special offer for you every single day.
And you can see how much of an actor he is. He pretends to be excited about everything. He's pretending now. You can see he doesn't give a crap about Thrive, but he's putting on a big act like, yeah, we love this. Yeah. He's got all the biceps up there, like in your face, like, whoa, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, trying to influence the way you feel about it via his acting.
How cool is that?
So you can definitely do a junky plant-based diet. Okay. And that's why I recommend raw to 4 or raw vegan. And when I say raw vegan, I mean like ethical, actually involved in the title. I don't just mean like just eating raw foods. I mean actually caring about animals as well, because this is an ethical lifestyle. Raw vegan as well. You can be a raw foodist who has vegan principles, and is wanting to liberate animals, obviously. And that's me. Okay, and that's what I recommend. Not just eat raw foods and forget all about animals. So this is a lifestyle that actually works long term. If you stick to it, if you do it properly, it works because it's abundant. There's no restriction. Okay, you can eat abundantly, and these are the books that I recommend you get. This is All My Life's Work. You can get the whole bundle of my ebooks for a very reasonable discounted rate. You can see there's a lot of information here to help you change your life. And there's a link in the description below to the bundle, or you can get the physical books on Amazon, most of the physical books on Amazon. Check them out. Change your life forever and do it properly. Do a plant-based diet and a vegan lifestyle properly.
I have to be honest and admit that I don't generally recommend veganism as my first option. I do know that...
But why are you even giving any nutritional advice when your nutritional knowledge is just based on a couple of hours, basically on, how many hours? We don't even know. It could be 4 hours of nutrition training that's based on meat and dairy industry funded research. You see what I mean? That's a problem.
I generally recommend veganism as my first option. I do know that it's a restrictive diet, and we know restrictive diets have high failure rates.
When they say it's restrictive, it's you got to restrict what is unhealthy in your diet. Just because it's on the supermarket shelf doesn't make it food, right? There are positive forms of restriction, right? I don't see it as restrictive. I see being in a hospital bed, being ill, having others care for me as a restriction. Not being myself, I find that restrictive. Being on the toilet for half an hour trying to push out a dry torpedo, that's restrictive, right? Being overweight, being obese, that's very restrictive. Okay.
Fun. I was excited. I was like, if I could tackle keto, I can definitely do vegan. So when all the stuff from Thrive came in, I was unboxing, I was popping out the food. It looked delicious. The first point at which I had a little bit of hesitation was when I ordered my first at-home delivery.
Oh, come on. This is just an ad now. He's just more promotion of Thrive. What is that?
Buffalo cauliflower bites
No,
with some kind of not real mayo.
not real mayo.
And this is a wrap with vegan cheese.
He just looks like a college jock, right? That's what he is, essentially just a college jock.
And I was really wondering, can I stick to vegan this entire month? Why should I do vegan?
Because it's more healthier for you, boo.
You think so?
Boom. There we go. Because it's more healthy. She just said it. She just said it.
Yes.
But 30 days is a long time. Just do it!
Gosh. Like the whole making out is such a struggle. It's not a struggle, especially in America. There's so many plant-based restaurants and options. I've been there several times. It's amazing. Appetite where you at though. By the way, he had fried buffalo wings. We have to comment on that for a second. It's like, what is, obviously I'm supportive of cauliflower, but not when it's deep fried like that. There's no, it's very low in carbohydrates. And that wrap thing, I don't know what was in there. It had unchicken, like a processed, fake chicken thing, which is obviously not satisfying either. So hopefully you get some fruit in there.
One of the first obstacles I ran into on the vegan diet was under eating calories. Now, I'm partially to blame here because I didn't prep well. And even at the opening of this video, I said the healthy way to follow a vegan diet is to adequately plan your meals. For the first 2 weeks, I have to be honest, I didn't have much of an appetite. I'm not a huge fan of just eating vegetables and rice and beans. So I didn't have
where is the fruit? It's not just rice, beans, and vegetables, okay? He obviously needs some sweetness in there. But the fact that he didn't prep properly, which is very it just makes veganism look, plant-based look bad for his own, lack of preparation. You know what I mean? That's pretty irresponsible.
Tremendous portions. And because of that, I was calorie deficient. I actually noticed some weight loss. What helped me tremendously to make up this calorie deficit is eating some of these snacks that Thrive sent over. If I didn't have these snacks, I'd be under eating calories the majority of the time.
Oh, give me a break. Is he serious? What? He needed Thrive. That's what you need, everybody. You need Thrive to thrive. You know what I mean? He's kind of making that... Yeah, he's kind of making that connection, right? In order to thrive on vegan, you need to buy Thrive products, prepackaged products. Just eat more calories. Are you serious? Just eat more calories? Eat more rice, eat more beans, eat more fruit.
Days in the hospital, but I got my Simple Mills. These crackers.
Yeah.
Get me through some rough days.
So he's just eating some crappy old wartime crackers. Okay? This can't be good. Chapter 7. What is chapter 7? Is this day 7?
One of the biggest problems I ran into, and this is really embarrassing to say on camera. The whole plane ride, I'm sitting next to a doctor. My stomach is going, blah, 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 blah. I had to ask him to stand up 3-4 times.
Yeah, because you finally got some fiber in there, right? He finally got some fiber because he's a meat shell. So he's, focusing not enough on fiber.
From day 1 up until the last day of the diet, I was having tremendous gas and bloating.
See how he said from day 1 to the last day of the diet? He didn't say till day 30. Something to keep in mind, because I don't believe he did it. Because I don't believe someone who will take money from the meat industry to promote a class 1 carcinogen to his audience, to his young audience, something that can give them cancer. He is promoting that to his audience. Can we believe anything he says? No,
so embarrassing to say. I mean, think about this. I fly on planes. I interact with patients for long periods of time. Gosh. I sit in conferences. I can't just be sitting there.
Seriously? He's trying to connect this up with eating plants. For me, this just says, if it's true, it just says to me that he got more fiber, but he also was eating crappy Thrive products. So it actually reflects badly on Thrive. on their crappy prepackaged products, right?
I did try and isolate some ingredients to see which ones were causing this gas and bloating combination for me, but I couldn't find out what it was. I normally eat brown rice. I normally
Yeah, but you're eating Thrive, like Packer. You just ate that cracker
eat
stuff.
vegetables and fruits and beans. I expect them to go away after.
I'm sorry, I just have to stop this out. He just said whole foods then. Beans, vegetables, fruits, brown rice. But you saw all the packaged stuff that he was getting from Thrive. And he was just eating buffalo cauliflower wings and also this burrito in this glyphosate wrap. So Dr. Mike, you're just eating foods that are definitely going to cause gas, bloating, and elimination issues because they're still not ideal even if they're made out of plants because we are human frugivores.
But no, they stuck around. I would have to say that the vegan diet probably won't work for me long term.
He's just such an actor. He's just he had to make the point here. He could not promote veganism. He could not promote, a plant-based diet here because it goes against his shilling because he is being paid by so many other companies that are promoting cruel foods. So he has to write off the diet. It's like you're not doing it properly. There's obviously many different ways to eat a plant-based diet and there's unhealthy ways, that's for sure. And this just reflects badly on Thrive. Okay, you got a whole lot of processed stuff from Thrive.
Can't sit there with my stomach going rah, 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 and me wanting to pass gas the entire time. God, that's embarrassing.
He's that uneducated that he can't see that this is to do with eating junk. Like he said in the start, you can eat a junk food, vegan, plant-based diet. He even said it himself, and then he started to eat that way, and then he's like, oh, I wonder why I have gas and bloating.
What I didn't know about veganism is that there are a ton of up-and-coming options for those who aren't used to eating vegan. There's specialty restaurants that just offer vegan foods with no animal products that remind you of foods that you may have eaten when you ate animal products.
Okay, so let's just remind ourselves that veganism is about animals right here. Okay, and he's calling them vegan foods. They're not vegan foods, they're plant-based foods, just so we remember the animals. And he's right. There's heaps of plant-based restaurants and options and everything like that. And I think that's great, but we need to really be focusing on the whole foods, on fruits here, because that's how individuals become healthy and satisfied and stay on track and don't feel ill. Kind of like he is claiming.
I thought that was really cool. On top of that, a lot of these restaurants and even some of the products I got from Thrive tasted delicious because of the sauces. Vegan sauces are on point.
Buddy, and you know what? Most sauces and most seasonings are made, put onto animal bits and pieces, are made of plants. Just saying.
Loving these blue chips, but without some sauce, I'm really
Junk
digging
food.
this Primal Kitchen classic barbecue sauce. These chips just aren't cutting it.
What is he even showing? He hasn't showed himself once eating whole foods. Have you noticed that? He's eating just corn chips or something, beetroot corn chips. And he's just he's got a salad here in the picture, but he's not even eating. He's not showing enough of what he is eating for me to really believe that he's even doing the challenge, and he's eating junk food the whole time.
I've talked about on this channel of decision fatigue. Because you're constantly making decisions and you're using your willpower, it's actually a finite resource. What I noticed while I was following the vegan diet was that I lost the drive to go to the gym. My work ethic actually suffered because I was putting such a strong emphasis on sticking to vegan when there were so many temptations and there were things I wanted to eat.
But he is so clueless. He cannot even nourish himself correctly. That's how little he knows about his body and about nutrition for humans, that he doesn't even nourish himself properly. He doesn't eat enough. He already said he wasn't eating enough. And now he's trying to connect that with fatigue, decision fatigue, because he had so many decisions to make about food. What? And he is obviously tempted to eating what he used to eat because he's not getting enough glucose and fructose. He's not having fruit. He's just not even having whole foods, right? He's eating junk. Clueless.
I want to hop on my spin bike in my bedroom. I didn't want to go to the gym with my friends. This is really unlike me, and it's an obstacle I didn't actually expect to face. When I went to...
Okay, I'm a little bit frustrated with this just because, he's putting himself out there as an expert and a professional in health and even nutrition, people think he is. And he's that clueless that he cannot even track his calories and eat enough. It's like, Dr. Mike, and I'm not even going to call him Dr. Mike. Look, Mike, buddy. He's like, he's like that fraternity jock. Buddy, you have to eat enough calories to meet your needs. And when you're eating plants, they have more fiber and more water. So you need to eat more volume. You get to eat more volume. It is amazing. You get to eat more bites because you're not eating fiberless food like meat, dairy, eggs, cheese. Like it's fiberless. Fish, fiberless. All right. Does that make sense?
The gym, I lifted fine. Getting to the gym was the actual struggle. At the time I least expected it, disaster struck. I got sick.
Oh my God.
I started coughing. I got a sore throat.
I got a sore throat. I started coughing. And now he's trying to say that vegan diet makes you sick. You see this?
I got a low-grade fever. I went to see the doctor. I weighed the pros and cons of
I went to see the doctor. Aren't you the Dr. Mike? This reminds me of dietitian Abby Not So Sharp seeing her dietitian for her digestive issues. Oh, these people are a joke. Honestly, I just don't know anymore. I'm like, please just take me to the real human frugivore world. Why am I stuck here with these clowns? Seriously. And like, look, it just frustrates me because these individuals are just making money off the backs of animal suffering and they're misrepresenting the lifestyle, and they are clueless on diets and nutrition. And now they're just giving veganism a bad name, plant-based a bad name, just subtly doing that. Now he's sick.
Antibiotics, of stopping the vegan diet. I decided to stick with conservative treatment and treat it like a viral illness. One of my favorite hacks to treat viral illnesses, actually the symptoms of the viral illnesses, is green tea with Manuka honey.
Oh,
Freeze! Vegan police! Vegan police!
Apparently,
this is like, he is so clueless. Yeah, just have some green tea with honey in it. It's just caffeine. It's just a stimulant. Bro, like just eat more. And do we even see him sick? Is this even true? I don't believe him.
honey is not vegan. What? I guess honey is an animal product, but man, I didn't force the bees to make the honey. They make it on their own. We didn't have to milk them for it.
Oh, he's so clueless. Yeah, you steal their honey that they actually feed on themselves, and then we replace it with white sugar, and then we kill the queen. There are all sorts of non-ethical actions when it comes to stealing the bee's honey. Please educate yourself on that. We don't want the bee vomit in our diet, please.
Wait, if you want to disqualify my 4-week vegan challenge because I ate honey, so be it.
This is so immature. Like, he only literally showed himself. This reminds me a lot of Elise Parker's challenge that she supposedly done, this carnivore challenge, which she didn't do. I even proved that. She's just full of crap. Okay, I made a video on that if you haven't seen it. He is the same. He showed us literally like 4 meals. Did he really just show us 4 meals and tried to claim that he did a plant-based diet? I have no trust in this guy.
I gotta say, at this point, I was rolling. I was starting getting into the vegan vibe. I was trying out new restaurants.
Were you
I was
really?
sampling all the delicious foods that I got from Thrive. And I was excited. I was getting close to the finish line. But I will say one of the hardest things with the vegan diet is peer pressure. I mean, when I went out to eat with my friend,
I feel like what he did was he wrote down, or his assistant wrote down, like the challenges of being vegan or something, the challenges of being plant-based. And he kind of just went over them, you know what I mean? And just tried to like say, oh yeah, I had this situation. Yeah, the peer pressure. Yeah, like I had gas or something, you know, or I got sick, and you know what I mean? It's very, very suspicious. And I find him a huge actor. Like, just his facials, his over exaggeration, his movements and everything. Like, I really study people. After being a personal trainer for years and just having sometimes, 8 hours of different personalities, like a different personality each hour for 8 hours, and doing that for many years, you start to really get a feel for people's character, their behavior when they're not being genuine. It really, really gives you like an insight into just in human psychology. So
they were annoyed, to say the least, that we had to choose the restaurant based on my eating preferences. I did do a decent job at trying to pick out vegan options in not so vegan places.
Look at this dedication. Greek salad, no feta, asparagus, fries, while I got this next to me,
Ugh.
while Keith is eating this.
Oh, it doesn't look better.
Is eating that.
I mean, that doesn't look better.
The vegan
He's just a college jock.
struggle's real.
The vegan struggle is real. He probably ordered one plant-based meal when he went out. Can you see how much more food he got than they got? You know, he actually got to eat more. He had the salad, he had fries, and he had something else. And they just had like the concentrated flesh, fiberless flesh. He got to eat so much more, but that was just one meal.
Honestly, I was really proud of myself, and it's nice every now and then
Proud?
to take a challenge like this and learn
He's really proud of himself for eating close to his species-specific diet. He was really proud of himself.
something new about yourself. In fact, I want to tell you 5 things that I learned not only about the vegan diet, but also about myself during this process. 1, when I didn't plan well, I ate very unhealthy. When I was at MIT
Okay,
for
good.
breakfast, I ate Cinnamon Toast Crunch with almond milk and a banana every morning.
Okay.
That's not healthy, even though it's vegan. 2, I
There
didn't
you
notice.
go. All right. So good. And why didn't he say that during the video? You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird that he would put it at the end. So obviously eating this junk food, it is junk food. Okay. And we saw that he was just eating junky.
Major change in my energy level like I thought I would. I mean, maybe I had a slightly decreased energy level, but we have to remember that I was sick. In the beginning, I was under eating calories, so I don't feel it's fair to blame vegan for that. 3, surprisingly,
Okay. So I'm glad that he pointed out that he was under eating, right? He was eating junk food. He was under eating. These are important, but this should have been at the start, you know, because people don't even get this far in the video. He didn't eat enough. He ate junk food. Whether he did the challenge or not is highly questionable.
I didn't get weaker on vegan. I was lifting strong.
Oh my gosh, I stayed swole. I told you, he's a college jock. Like, he's just like an average guy on YouTube, you know, like bodybuilding type guy who's probably on testosterone, who's just got this niche of being a doctor when he's an osteopath who manipulates people's bones and muscles and, you know what I mean? Like, he's just kind of found the niche.
I felt good. But what did suffer was getting to the gym. I really noticed a lack of willpower when I was following this restrictive diet.
You just said you didn't eat enough. Doesn't he realize that like food powers the human frugivore body? You need the fuel. It's like having no fuel in your car, right? You're not going anywhere. Very simple concept, Dr. Mike, who saw the doctor, remember? We went and saw a doctor. Should I continue the vegan diet? You know, he's doing like this super size me kind of style.
4, when it comes to my body, I lost 3 pounds. I dropped from 203 to 200 pounds, so there was some weight loss, probably from under eating calories. But despite losing weight, I didn't feel as lean. I mean, all those sauces, all the rice that I ate, pasta, that contributed to the carb load and probably made me feel a little bit pudgier than usual.
The guy thinks that carbs make you fat. He thinks carbs make you pudgy. Like, I would be obese if that was the case. He doesn't get it, does he? He just underate. And then he probably lost some water weight as well. Pudgy.
5, this is the big one. The real
God, was a
difficulty
mess.
was my GI system. I mean, it was a mess. The amount of gas and flatulence and bloating, God, it's like gross even talking about, but it was
But why is he not making the connection? Like, when he literally just said he was eating junk food. He was under eating on junk food. And then probably when he had some actual whole food, like fruit or something, there's probably a bit of a traffic jam. There's probably a bit of mixing there and it didn't go so well. But the fact that he's eating junk food, like what?
really bad. If you have that with any diet, there's no way you're sticking with it. And I tried taking some over-the-counter supplements for this. It did absolutely nothing.
He took drugs. He took supplements for it. All right, I'm just going to leave it there. Okay, I'm going to leave it there because this video is going to be already very long and you can see what the problem is here. He ate junk food. He was eating packet food. We didn't actually see him eat whole food maybe once or something, a salad. Like, he didn't eat enough calories because he doesn't know how to fuel himself, nourish himself correctly because he has very little education in nutrition. And the education that he does have is just from the meat and dairy sponsored research. Okay, so it's not applicable to the human frugivore. So it's a clueless thing. This, like, whether he even did it or not is very questionable as well. And he got gas and bloating from his like junky attempt. Mike, just eat whole foods, right? Try it sufficiently, eating sufficient calories from whole plant foods, high carbohydrate, and preferably frugivore, right? I'd like to see him on Raw Till 4. Dr. Mike, I would coach you on Raw Till 4, that is for sure, because you did not do this challenge justice, that's for sure. Anyway, that's my video for today. Don't forget to go through yourself, and I will see you soon.